So I'm a little bit behind. I appreciate that, but we're only 10 minutes in, so it could be a lot worse, couldn't it? Welcome to the December raid. Okay, then let's go back to the overview first. Yes, it's a new hull. It's a skirmish hull. It's the last of the T11.5s. Okay, so this is our last one before we go into the new cycle set. So we'll get it now. We'll have it in the January and February raid, and then that's the end of T11.5. And we will move on. And probably at the end of that as well, we'll probably be getting an upgrade for our OPs as well. So bear that in mind. Okay, that normally happens sort of around February, March time, doesn't it? Clearly, I haven't done anything for this event, haven't started anything whatsoever. We have got 3 targets as, hey Steve, how you doing? Fred, and thanks guys, I'll just say quickly in the background, thanks for hanging on and waiting for me, because I know you were waiting a good 10 minutes there. Yeah, so we've got 3 targets. Obviously, it's because it's the second set. Everyone should have something to hit with now, obviously, and there are some deals out there if you need to catch up as well, and there are some tokens. So those are available to everybody if you want to go for a prize and tokens first. I noticed down the tokens pool when I looked earlier on, there was a few things that for confessors, and including certain tokens for other ships as well, gambits as well, if you need them. I don't have the game, I have a Christmas tree. Thanks, Fred. Oh, why is this? That's a very good point. My apologies. Why is that not showing? Hang on 2 seconds. Right, that's not helping. You have a Christmas tree. You're right. What is going on? See, Streamlabs has just updated itself. Hang on. Let me just have a look at live stream and display capture. Edit. Unlock that. Oh, this is terrible, isn't it? Display capture, automatic, and let's go for display primary module. How's that? Flipping heck, that's a problem. It does update. That should be better now. Give us a clue. A Merry Christmas, by the way. I think what we'll do then is we'll retreat out of this and we'll start again. Yes, you're right. It has gone to my withered old brain, probably, to be honest. What damage was that? I might just ignore that and see. Repair. What are we on? 9 minutes. No, I'm not going to do that. I'll just remember 9 minutes 42. 9 minutes 42. Okay, let's find another 102. And let's start again. Okay, we're good now. Super duper. Right. Okay, so first of all, like I said, 102s first. Full auto, and we did have the evade crew on, just so you're aware. You didn't have to see me rolling from one of those, which is quite a rarity these days. The target looks favourable. We can't outrange it, zoom in. You can't outrange these, but they don't seem to do the damage what I thought they were going to. And obviously we can stun them quite quickly. Whilst I'm at X1, I can imagine quite a few people are. Obviously the ideal thing to do is to spin around and use both stun sections, because it's obviously from the front and from the rear. This one is directional look, because it's a capital turret. These ones are going to cause a bit of pain. Obviously, if I was driving, I'd turn around and stun him, but I'm not at the moment. A bit concerned about this, because I might end up driving into... Oh, no. That's not too bad. No, that could be worse. Those are the things that generally cause the biggest amount of pain, so when it comes to driving, I'll turn around and drive away from those. So far, not too bad. I mean, come the weekend, everybody will probably just be autoing these because they'll probably be sick to death for driving them, but we'll have a little comparison. So, yeah, there's 2 more sets in here as well, and then 1 final Reaver ship as well. Obviously, there's none of those nasty turrets because they're in the next. They're in the next one. Yeah, not really liking the amount of damage for autoing, but we are early. They may adjust it. You never know. It isn't ideal, but yeah. Okay, and while we're doing this, we can talk about the new hull. Obviously, we know the hull's the Falcon. We know it's a submarine, or it's a hull that's going to be skirmish, and it's obviously torpedoes. We've collected some of those already, and there'll probably be another 10 to collect here as well. It looks very much a prescribed build again, and I can show you a build. I've saved one if you really want to. Don't go too crazy with putting on like all the countermeasures until you've seen what the flagship will do. But even the flagship seems to be coming out vanilla nowadays and just do a little bit more damage and then just put an aura around the rest of the ship. So I don't think there's anything special to predict coming our way. So pen was okay, so evaded most of it and taken none. That seems bizarre. What happened to the other 7%? Don't quite get that. Okay, and yeah, so corrosive then 7% resisted, which means I got hit. And don't forget, corrosive is area effect damage as well. So whilst I resisted it, some of it would have obviously come through. So yeah, as expected, about 27 minutes. So take off that 9 minutes, even on auto. If you want to go down and break them down, then you could actually go back and get those instant fix in base, because I did have a 9-minute first target, but I wasn't on screen showing you. So we'll just pick that up and fix it off quickly. I'm not going to hit that one again because I already made a scratch on it, so that wouldn't be false. There's another 102 somewhere. What's that? That's a 900. We're not doing that yet. There's a 60. Something a bit closer over here. 103, 103, 102. Here we go. Right, just to confirm, then I think it's the same every time, but we'll go in this time at 6 o'clock just to make sure it's the same every time. But I think the entry point's always going to be across to the east. Sorry, to the west side at 9 o'clock. I think so. Let's just check. Yes, it is. Okay. So this time we'll drive it and we can see if we can get it down, because 27 minutes take off the 9, so we were at obviously about 18, 19 minutes roughly on an auto. Nice. I suppose the good thing of this one here is we know the reload time for this takes a little while, but actually the turrets are all quite reasonably spaced. We're going to try and encourage to kill this stuff off, and then we're going to try and save our aura actually, because this is directional, so we're not going to stun that, but we are going to stun that ship. Oh, I missed that one, so we'll stun it from the rear. There we go. So this is the concern, is these marauders, and I'm going to highlight him so I know my range. I'm going to go around and trigger them, I think, from the outside. I probably could have snuck through. We'll see on a couple of later ones. But I want them to chase me, basically. Here they go. So as long as I keep moving, normally they don't fire. So we'll play it by ear. Okay, there. And we'll come across at this angle then. I normally find sort of 40, if you probably find it yourself in the last raid, roughly, whoops, 45 degrees, we don't need that. And you're generally okay. So that one's there and that one's there. So we'll go and take this one out first. I'll probably zoom in a bit now. So we're out the range of that one firing. Just inside that one, that's good. We'll try and keep out the range of that one while we do this one. This one will be out range anyway, so this is the last one that's in our range for this little piece. And same again now, we're going to try and trigger these and bring them down. We can outrange him and outrange him. It's only that one turret there, that, and this one here that we can't outrange, so we've got to try and trigger these ships and bring them towards us. Here they come. Okay, that's those. I think by the time we get around the corner, we'll probably be able to clean these up and probably draw him out as well. If we can draw him out before we get to this one to fire, then we'll be good. How's everybody doing for the raid, by the way? Are you X1? Just pop in chat there. Are you X1, U3, below U3? Whereabouts are you? Just out of interest. I'm talking about, you know, X1 and flipping back and hitting and that sort of stuff. But if you're not in that position, then that doesn't really help you, does it? I'm going to slip down and get this one before I get that one. That's a bit of a tease, that, because you'll end up hitting that one first, and it's this one that can actually outrange you. Yeah, I'm interested to see how far people got, because there's been quite a bit of ship work to do recently, particularly with the PvP releases that have happened. So people have been sort of umming, do I build my... So you're an X1, that doesn't surprise me. all X1 as well. Fred's at X1. So good. Okay, so everyone's managed to get there. That's good. Just obviously with Warhound coming out and obviously a little bit of refit on some people's normal PvP ships. I'm just wondering where the priority lay for some people. So all pen, that looked all right, didn't it? And okay, can we just keep it like that? That's all right, isn't it? Only on the flagship then. So yeah, they didn't really need the extra speed. I'm quite happy with that. Probably didn't even need the crew, to be honest. But yeah, at 152, I think we'll take that to the bank, shall we? That's more than acceptable. You say that like it's a bad thing. No, mate, not at all. I can't say it's a bad thing. Look at my coins. I'm still, and that's 2 months worth of coins. I'm still at 1,300, so I'm doing all right, actually. Still building yours, buddy. Whereabouts are you then? If you're building now, because that'd be interesting. Does that mean you're on to the next set down, or does that mean, are you dropping down then because they're still building them, or have you built them but you just third with no armor? We could. Have you got the third standard? Have you got a flagship? Because we could always play around. Oh, in fact, no, we can't because I'm X1. That won't be realistic, will it? Because if you're only still doing your third, you won't be upgraded either. What is the other option? The other option is to drop down into these. No, sorry, not the S set. Drop down to these. Obliterators is the other one. Is maybe you can. I can't condone it. It's the see what your obliterators are like, because you know it may be worth then grabbing the tokens first and getting the tokens and finish off another ship. Maybe they never give you tokens for your flagship, which is really frustrating. There's probably a coin deal. I haven't looked at any of those, but there are some tokens. You may be able to get another one, at least another one up and running, because you don't really have to have the flagship. It's nice to have, but we did some of the first raid, and I was upgrading my flagship halfway through the first raid of this series anyway, and I already started upgrading it, and I didn't notice a huge amount of difference. There was a bit, but not a huge amount. So it is an option, whilst it's like 2 sets to get where you want to get to, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 450, 950 from that sort of stuff. And what does it cost for tokens? I don't think they're the cheapest, are they? No, so they're 1,700. So it's a decision. You know, it depends on where you're going to sit, really. Just no flag, just back in the game. It's almost a month. Okay. Well, no one then's going to be expecting you to be right up there, are they? So I can understand that, yeah. Then you're doing quite well if you're only just back in, to be honest. It's definitely worth plugging along, because this fleet, you know, get as far as you can. But once you've got this new hull, unfortunately, then if you want to catch up, draw a line on it, under it sort of stuff, you know, use up the tokens and then start on the new one and just go, you know, as long as you can get to the 4 million, you can make a start. Otherwise, a lot of people carry on, finish building their fleets, and then they're never caught up because they're like, oh, I've finished this fleet, but now, you know, I've only done 2 ships to the next one. And it's a false economy, to be honest. It's better just to suck it up and just go, well, I've only got as far as 2, but I've only just come back, and actually I'm now going to concentrate on the first one. So probably it could be a case to get whatever method you can. If Kickstarter give me some free fleets or anything, I don't know, if you've come back, is to push on and then just bypass everything from now and wait. We know these fleets will come out. You'll be given one in the FM, so it doesn't really matter, to be honest. They always give you one, and the last one was at U3, to be honest. They were quite decent about it. 103. Let's take a look at the 103 target. So we were quite happy with the 102. It certainly looks reasonable. Under 20 minutes or thereabouts for instant fixing the dock if you want to do autoing. Okay, or one corner if you just want to press the button. Or if you drive it, it's a couple of minutes by the looks of it. Anyway. And I don't think there's a huge amount of time to between. It wasn't a massive amount of time, because that was just the first one I've ever done, between driving and actually autoing. Right, what have we got in here? Haha, we like these, don't we? Because these chase you everywhere. Right, is this the same target? I don't really know. No, because there was only 1 last time, and there's 2 this time. And then we've got the directional turrets as well. So there's the big, nasty. I think there's the cheeseball ones, if I remember rightly. That do, that's the ones that throw the yellow stuff out, and then the yellow mist that goes on the water. However, is it the same target? I thought there was only 1 of these ships last time, and now there's 2. I might be wrong. So what I'm going to try and do is trigger these first and get them out of the way. So I want to check that ring. That's it. So everything else is fine and dandy. We'll mop this up first. Here he goes. Shouldn't do me any harm, because they should splash around me, not at me. trigger these and then pull them down to let them follow me. Okay, now I'm going to go across at an angle. And then back again. Should be another set over this side, yeah. Where's he? Oh, that's not too bad, so I can take him out. Where's this one? He's facing, oh, that was very close. Oh, I nearly got hit then. I didn't clock that. Okay, so be careful if you go down south and do that. So we're going to take this one out. Where is this circle? He's there, so it should be okay. And I'm going to grab these marauders as well next. Yep, just fine. So we'll get these to come out and chase us as well. We can probably go south a little bit because we've got space. And I think once you get rid of these ships, that's most of the damage actually. These seem to do far more damage than what they're supposed to. They can stop, and they have to stop obviously before they fire, if you remember rightly from the previous. Right, so we're happy with those. Let's mark him up again. The other one's too far in to worry about, so let's clear this out of the way now. I'll trigger the ship, which I'm not worried about. Okay, let's go back out the area. No, we won't. So we'll get caught in that. Which way is he facing? Outwards? Yeah, I thought so. Good. Not too bad. Bit of yellow mist there. He's facing that way, so we can get him. So I just don't want to trigger that other ship if I can help it, but it probably will. It didn't. That's nice. So we'll leave him alone for a second. We'll see if we can get into the middle and pick all this off if we can. So he's facing that way, so that's fine. So let's go inside. We'll zoom in now. We're going to pick up the other one, which is this one now. He's tapping me, so we're going to go and pick him off as well. It's quite relaxing. You know, there's nobody, I don't think at all, to rush on these targets at all. So we're going to go back out, because I don't want to hit him yet. I'm going to take a meander. Don't get picked up by that yellow cloud. Should be able to get him fine. That's good. Okay, we'll pick up this side then, do the same thing again. Clear up this here, and then we're going to try and, because he will burst, as soon as I hit him, he's going to run up this way and try and turn around. So I'm going to try and use this wall up here and trap him. That's my goal anyway. I'm not sure I'm going to achieve it, but that's my goal. Which way is he facing? He's facing that way, so I can't go in that way at all. So I'm going to have to go and get the other one first and come back. So I have to bear that in mind. Okay, so we're getting there. Which way was he facing? This will be quite awkward, I think. Generally, you end up taking more, well, it depends, but generally you end up taking more corrosive damage because you can 99% counter, because I'm such a high evade, most of the pen damage. He's turning already, so I'm going to be very careful. He's slow until I get him on his you know, so as long as I don't get too much damage. Oh, there we go. See, look, now he's getting me, so I'm going to have to stun him. Otherwise I'm in trouble. So he's slow until he hit him, and then obviously he goes into his berserk mode. Right, so now I've done that, I may as well. And that's far too much damage. Look at that. That's already probably about half an hour damage that cost me. So that was a mistake on my part. I shouldn't have hit him. I should have hidden around here and used that wall. But there we go. So he's coming to me now. So that's what I'm going to try and do this time. So he's stunned, but he's berserking. So let's try again. Oh, I'm too close. First target though, we're learning. Oh, here we go. See, he's keen to come and get me again. So see if I can stun him again. Just missed a little bit there. Right. Okay, not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but we got a system. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to go down, mate. I think I got absolutely murdered last time I tried one auto. So yeah, corrosive look. So pen, yeah, evaded nearly all of it. Look, 1% resisted, but evaded everything else. But it was the corrosive look. Whilst it says 1% taken, actually the resisted 25%, which means actually I got hit and my armor did the resistance. So I've still taken a good chunk of damage. Look at that, look, nearly an hour just driving. All right, so that needs to get an awful lot better, doesn't it? So we'll have another little crack at that and see if we can improve our method there, because that wasn't the best, to be honest. Not really sure if this screen resolution is the best either, to be honest. It seems a little bit, I don't know, a little bit odd. But we'll go again. So 102, we don't want 102, we want something a little bit better. There's a 103 down here. Yeah, it looks doable. Hey, Cat, and hi, see you. Good to see you, buddy. It does look doable. Yeah, definitely. I got a funny feeling a lot of people are going to be doing, you know, if you are struggling and you're not at X1, you might not even be hitting the 103s if it stays like this. Yeah, again, that corrosive damage is really, really high. Right, so we want to look at there he is there. Okay, we want to go and get these things out of the way first. He fires in that direction and he fires in that direction, so they're crossing over. And then he fires in that direction and he fires out. So they're closed off that, they've closed off that. Nothing's closing off that apart from this one here. So, okay, so we got it. So first thing we're going to do is nip in and trigger these. Come back out. One of them just fired then, and people didn't see that, but one did fire. Not too bad. Hey, Cap. Okay, so I'm just going to be careful of that one there where it overlaps, so this should be okay. Nice, and then if I get this one, that should trigger this other hull. So if I take it at the angle where I'm not using the stun, or too late, I already did. We'll go this way and we'll get it back in a second. Okay, let's get the ship out. Double stun on him, and then we're good. We'll stay inside the range of this. It's not doing any harm. As long as we keep out the yellow clouds, we're fine. That's slightly favourable, not perfect. Oh, just clipped it, I think, then. Oh, no, too close to that turret. Where's the angle over him? Okay. Everything else is facing that way, so we can go in and get this one out of the way at least. That's not too bad. I wonder if we can clip that turret there. We can. And this one here, yes we can. Right, good, excellent. which means then we can go back out once that yellow stuff's gone and pick this one up on the way out, and this one as well. Thinking maybe we entice this ship to come near us this time and do it in 2 halves. It's funny that the turrets, unless you drive directly into them, aren't really that painful. It's the bloody hulls, isn't it, that do all the damage. Ah, yeah, we've got to get rid of these. Oh, he's coming out now, so let's just let's clip this turret. Let's keep well away from those. We'll keep well away from those at the moment, because they will cause us no ounce of trouble if we get close to them darn things. So let's encourage him to get stuck in here or something. If I can go up here, he may turn. I can sit here for as long as I like. Yeah, he's going to turn and get stuck in a second. That could be favourable for us. Because then I can just clip him here and then he won't be able to fire at me. Well, that's my theory anyway. Especially if I can stun him. Yeah, well, you can come around all you like, mate, but ultimately you're not going to get me, are you? Well, that was better. Not perfect, but much better. I mean, I've still got a bit of damage, but nowhere near as much as I had last time. Right, we can pick up the rest of this now. So he's firing that way and he's firing that way. So we can get rid of this, well, without driving into that, but we can get rid of this, hopefully. Get rid of the centre island at least. Good, right, so there's no pressure now and we're in a better place. So if I get this one, they should trigger. Yeah, they do. It is a tough little ship, yeah. These are the worst things, I think, these little things. I think they're awful. He's done. Looks like I got away. No flink fired at me, so that's quite all right. So we'll go up and clip this one here, but I don't want the ship to come down here. I want them to come out this way. So I don't think I can outrange that, but we'll give it a go. We can. So we've saved our front stun, which is good. And then we'll spin around as well, and we'll get the back as well at the same time. That's helpful. We'll wait a couple of seconds, let it recharge. Grab this one. Everything else here can be outranged, and then he's facing that way, so that's pretty decent. So we're definitely a lot better. All we've got to try and do is be a bit smart on this ship, and then we're done. And then I think we'll go and look at the big one, shall we? Take a look at the 900 or 800 or whatever it's called. So this will trigger the ship, but you know, I'm going to use the island this time and go and hide. And let's see what he does. I'm going to try and get him hooked in here if possible. No, I didn't, Fred, but I will. In fact, no, I'm talking rubbish. I did show the build, yes. I'll go back and do it in a second as soon as we finish this one, because this seems an awful lot better. And this looks like if I don't bugger this up completely, it's going to be instant fix in base. It feels that way anyway. He's going to come screaming around that corner, isn't he? So actually, I may encourage him to come down here and use the same island as I did that one. It's not such a good hook this time. No, but so the thing about the Kickside ships, that's a good point. You don't remember them all as doing so much damage. Kickside just use the hull and they'll put on it what they fancy. They won't take any notice of it's supposed to be a tier 1, tier 2 ship. They just want the print. the actual print itself. Once they've got the print, they'll decide how much damage it does. It's got nothing to do with what tier it was. It won't make any difference whatsoever. I got one. He got one volley off then. That wasn't too bad. Okay, that's better. So he did get one volley, so I just clipped it. So you can just outrange him, but you just got to be careful of that overload. So I'm much happier with that for a second attempt. It was nearly an hour, and yeah, I took a bit of pen this time. So 2% resisted, and 1% taken on that, and 15 minutes. Okay, so that's better. We're happy with first. 14 for your first ones. Okay, mate. Well, we're pretty close. 15, so that's not bad. Have you got the Hyper 30 build site, or have you are you evading? What are you doing, mate? I need to show my fleets, don't I? Right, recall that. Let's go and take a little look. Yeah, that's really good. So that's such consistency then, doesn't it? We're within a minute or so of each other, which is normal. You know, you saw I got 2 little splats of the corrosive there, so just be a bit cautious. You know, and that just comes with repetition, doesn't it? So trapping them behind those islands is definitely a good thing to do, I think. So did you see the damage then looked pretty even? So actually that damage then is from those 2 single shots. Yeah, because the damage looks almost the same. If I get rid of that, look. That one's 2 minutes. I can just pick up any one. Look, 259, 259. Okay, so irrelevant. I mean, if it's the penetrative would have been on the flagship, so I've got a bit extra look on the flagship because that was that pen damage, and the rest of it then was all the area effect damage from that corrosive. So, but still, we can still do it instant fix. Yes, I answered no hyper, evade flag 80%. So yeah, so I think we're the same build, mate. To be honest, so I'll just show that in a second. Hang on 2 seconds. Let's just fix them up for start repair. Oh, come on, kicks. So it wasn't like 225 because then we could do 2 at the same time, but we can't. So that was driver area, which you know, I don't like driver area. What I'm saying is I like the fact that it's driver area that's causing the damage, not that the target is so difficult to do that I'm getting automatic damage. So a bit of driver error caused my extra damage there, because had I not had that, that would have been another target that would have been 2 minutes, because all that was the 2 single shots from the corrosive. All the penetrative stuff goes to the flagship. So yeah, not too bad at all. Right, so here's my build then. Flagship has got 3 MDS3s. Some people say 2 is enough. I generally just slap another one on because 1 missile is not going to make a huge amount of difference, to be honest. A tiny little bit across a fleet like this. Yeah, the standard engine that comes with it on the 11.5 Assault. Okay, then, that's the defense system to use for your countermeasure. It seems to work very, very well, particularly with this hull. Okay, and it's designed obviously for garrison, you know, skirmish and assault, which is great. We already knew that the hydroscopic warheads is the way to go because it's blooming strong. It's really, really good. And then obviously we need something like laser scope. Why? Because obviously it gives you a range, but it also does extra damage and good reload as well. So it's fantastic. I went with GS3. Okay, and I actually took off a little bit more damage on this one here, and I added on top of that again some evade bonus. Okay, and I think similar to Psy then, I think I'm 80.4. Okay, so 80.4. My armors is a little bit different to some individuals. Okay, because I'm trying to be clever and not take corrosive damage, I've gone down on 1 armor. Okay, and I've upped on my my penetrative armors instead. Okay, particularly on the flagship, so that if I do take some incoming, then hopefully trying to resist a bit more. Okay, that's my goal. And then the other ships then are all the same, and it's basically get rid of the MDS3 and load it up fully with missiles. Get rid of the get rid of the countermeasure special as well. I don't need to be quite so heavy on the evade on these. Why? Because obviously the penetrative seems to hit the flagship first, so it's old school way of doing business. Okay, but then that allows us to put on the missile sensors and that sort of stuff, which gives you a heck of a lot more building damage and pen damage as well. And you can see the difference straight away. I mean. For defensive then I'm down to 73% evade, which is still good, you know, plus I've got my alliance evade and plus I've got an evade crew on as well. But you'll see on the damage itself, and if we look at damage stats, for this one then. The building damage, look, I'm at 584, and penetrative damage I'm on 2,154. So 2,154 and 584, okay. So although that number looks small, once you start adding that and then timesing it by that, that's massive amounts of building damage, okay. So yeah, so just remember that 2,154 and 584. Whereas you look at the flagship on the attack, you know, penetrative damage then get 1,050, look, and then building damage is just 76%. So that's a huge drop off. But then again, I'd rather it dropped off on one ship than some people putting countermeasures, one on each ship and that sort of stuff, you know, and I don't prefer that way. I prefer to stick them all on the one ship if it's this sort of effect. So that's the build. Yeah, I think I think we're pretty much the same, aren't we, to be honest? If you are content and you're not getting much damage and you don't think you need the evade crew, you can just take it off. I think I ran actually come the end without a cruise on at all. I didn't bother, to be honest. If you're thinking you can get away with a little bit more pen, you can do a couple of things as well. You can get rid of that. We'll just use this ship for example. I probably haven't got one, but there is a critical hit missile crew as well, or you could actually go to steelheads if you really wanted to. You know, or you can actually, because it's missiles that you're firing, you can actually go onto a Deadeye if you really want to get that carried away, and you get another 50% chance there. But actually, there's a dedicated penetrative crew that does much better, which I can't remember from top of my head what it's called, but it is there. Hey, hello, bro. How you doing, mate? You're right, mate. Better late than never. Don't worry, mate. I was 15 minutes late myself. I'm freaking Streamlabs decided to do an update bang on 9 o'clock, so I couldn't even get the system running, to be honest. So I was also late myself this evening. Right. Anyway, so that's the fleet. The crew's running, so we're just going to leave it on. And for the evade, it's only helping really with the penetrative damage, so I might be getting a few seconds less on the flagship. It's not going to help at all with the area effect damage of the corrosive. Should we look at the big one? Shall we have a look at the big one? 900. Yeah. Hey, hello. How you doing? You're right. I have no idea. This will probably tell me you need 2 people to attack it as ever. Okay. It'll also tell me that, you know, it's a big target and be careful probably. So let's have a look. Here we go. You're about to, yeah, we'll see what happens. Right. I've never looked at this target before, so it's new, isn't it, to us? Let's see what we get. Ah, yes. So we have seen a target like this before, though. Hello. Oh, Art's on there as well. Never won my alliance. Right, so it's these ships here. So we don't mind these ships, actually. Last time, they're in a bit of a different place, but last time they came out, and so long as you attacked here or here, you weren't taking any damage because you could outrange this bit and get in and stun and kill the ship. Okay, but if you attacked anywhere in this zone here, then you are in real trouble. So we're going to try and chop this down. I'm quite glad I started where I started, so I'm just concerned about the marauders at the moment. So if we start, let's stay where we are. Wow, that's also got quite a range on it as well. So I think we're just about good enough to get in there and nip this. So I'll put a watch on that turret there. And if you haven't done it before, I'm sure you have, but if you just click on a turret and to keep it on the turret, if you just hold down the shift button, then you can move and just keep turrets highlighted. And I'm probably telling some people to suck eggs because they already knew that anyway, but some people don't know. But hold down the shift button and click on the turret. Your ships won't move, but you can highlight the turret. Let go of the shift button and it will stay highlighted, so you can work out the damage paths. I'm hoping those marauders don't jump. I don't mind the ship jumping, but I don't want the marauders to jump. I don't mind him jumping either. That's fine. Where is he facing? He's facing that way. So I'm going to clear him up. I'm going to keep well away from this. I'm going to probably try and take these from the inside if I can. I think. I'm not sure yet, but... And we'll probably mess this up a couple of times first. Wow, that's a lot of yellow mist, isn't it? With or without crew. Auto seems to be just about 20 minutes, bro. And the only thing the crew's helping you with, obviously, is evade. Oh, that was close. I didn't make a mistake there myself. Is evade on the flagship damage, but I don't think it's going to make a huge amount of damage difference. It will make a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be huge. So we can take these two out. I want to try and get in here. I wonder if I can draw him out and draw him into this. That'd be really, really helpful. Oh, that's not helpful. Any of those face inwards? No, they don't. Come on, disappear. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Good, we're good. As soon as those marauders move, though, I need to move. So, otherwise I'll get caught. Right, they're moving, so I'm leaving. I'm going back out again because they will cause me no end of damage. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's two of them now, I think. One, two. Okay. Now he's coming out, so that could be of benefit. We'll see. I can outrange all this stuff here. So he can just meander. If I'm not hitting, there he's coming down. This is, I think, is going to be a good thing for us, to be honest. Because I think he's going to come down to this bottom corner. So I'm just going to sit and loiter. It's a shame I didn't get to kill it off first, because all this yellow cloud stuff is going to be quite annoying. But all right, okay, he doesn't feel he can outrange me, so I'm going to try and encourage him to come down. Now he's coming back down. So if you notice, then you can work out the range of those ships, because if I start to inch away, he'll turn. There you go. See, he's turned away. So I'm just right on his firing range arc there. Look. If I just go a little bit further, he's turning. That means I'm past his firing range, so he couldn't hit me. So I've got to encourage him to come right down to the bottom, into this corner here, and just be out of range of him. I want to be able to stun him, basically. And then get out of his way, because he's going to come firing down in the corner, I reckon. As he did then. So I'm just going to sit around here for a few seconds, let it all build back up again. Let him come towards me again, and then try and do it again. Nice. Right, he's out the way. I've taken too much damage, but it's only the first one. We're just trying to get a method here, aren't we? I think I should be able to clip him. And him, because he was in the same one. And then get rid of him, so that's the first one down. He fires in a funny place, or they've started to launch themselves. So which way are these two facing? I don't want to get stuck and then have to race through here. So they're just going around in circles, so I'm all right with those. Trigger that little ship now, because we've got a bit further into target. I wonder if I can encourage them to come down to the corner, because that'd be really, really helpful. Are they coming out? No, they're not. Okay, which way is he facing? He's facing that way, which is nice. I've got to watch these, but I've got room to run out now, so I'm quite content. I might even get both of those. Got to watch the arc of that. Oh, they're on a set pattern, aren't they? So I'm going to have to... can I get that? No, I don't think I can. I'm going to trigger those if I ain't careful. So I'll go out and around. I'm going to go up next, I think. But it's a target of two halves, and obviously you're supposed to be doing it co-op. So, you know, I'm supposed to do this piece, and then somebody else is supposed to do this piece. But we're going to do it ourselves. So I'm going to try and clip this, get rid of it, and then try and encourage them to come out and get me. But if they don't come out and get me, I think I can probably get them as they're circling. Yeah, I can. So that's okay. So we don't need them to come out. They can just stay on their little merry way and do their own thing. As long as you're not coming out. No, you're not. Good. So if you're going away from me, I'm coming in. I'm still outside of your range, so that's easy enough to do. Right, let's go up and out. We may be able to get him to do the same thing, I don't know. I'm not really worried about how long it takes to do this at the moment. I just want to think about how to dissect this target. Yeah, so he goes right into the top corner, look, and then he spins. So, oops, I'm sitting in the cloud there because I was looking at him. How long does he take before he turns to disappear? He's quite fast, actually. Oh, careful. Okay, that's just a countermeasure, so we're not in a huge concern about him. So we're going to have to chase him, I think. I think when he turns, we're going to have to go in there and run in behind him. I think that's the only way we're going to be able to do that. It looks he turns too fast here, and he seems to turn too fast there. I'm not going to be able to get close enough, quick enough, I think. So we're going to look at this here. That one fires at that angle. That one fires at that angle. So there's a gap in the middle. He will come out, and those are fine. So let's go in the middle of these two. Wait for him to bugger off. There's the gap, look. I'm happy to just sit there and wait for a second. Kill that ship off. And then come back down again. So I had a bit of a space in between, so I was quite happy. Let's get back out of the way of that ship. Which way is he facing? So he's going outwards as well, and he is just like, so that's right. We're going to be able to go in and get this ship in a minute, I think. So he's facing that way, he's facing that way. So none of those are facing towards me, so that's good news. Let's just sit up here for a second. So he's facing that way, he is facing that way. Are you going to turn? This is not going to be the easiest thing to do, I don't think. Oh my god, I've just triggered those two marauders, so I am going for a little meander. I don't want them to cause me too much angst. Is the target worth doing? Probably not. Have we done it? Yes, we have. Well, virtually. So we can at least say we've done it. Am I going to likely to do it over the weekend? Probably not at all. So there's nothing much else for me to kill off now, is there? No, there isn't. He is annoying. Oh, he's one of those ones, which I can't now get to. Right, so I think this is all that's left. And I don't have a smart way of getting there and getting to it, to be honest. I want to get in and get rid of that first before we do anything else. So let's plan on doing that at least. Let's follow him in. I've got clipped that a little bit. Get rid of that turret at least. I wonder if I can chase him. No, I can't. Oh, well, that's problematic, isn't it? What if I can get him as he's coming towards me, maybe? As he turns. He's got a turn, hasn't he? Right, and I can go in this way. Go on, kill. Oh, that worked. Okay. Yeah. So let it come towards you and then go in and hit it. All right. Far too much time, though. Oh, there's something left. It's over there. There's a countermeasure. Forgot about him, didn't we? There's one there and there's one there. Okay. We got rid of the ship anyway. I could have done 2 more targets in this time, easily. 32 minutes, no crew, enter at 4, go all anti-clockwise, yeah, take out the outside, yeah. It just takes too long, this side, doesn't it? I don't think I'll be doing too many of these. It's just, yeah. Come on, what's left? Oh, down there, another flipping turret, look. God almighty. Yeah, too much. Too much. Anyway, it stunned quite nice, and it only took a single stun. It didn't have to turn around, that sort of stuff, which means if you are on U3, then you can still stun it. So, right, we're done. Yeah, I'm not overly impressed with the target though. I mean, it's just too much time. Okay, so yeah, again, see, look, no pen. A couple of mistakes then because it's corrosive. Look, I resisted apparently. Apparently I took none, but then we know that's fibbing. Okay, we'll have to check in a second to see how long damage. Repair, 41. Okay, so it is outside the instant fix. And look, it's even damage across the rung. So let's go and do another 102 quickly. And then we'll take a look at the new build. All right, I think we'll probably do that and take a look at the new ship. Where am I on targets? Am I even? Am I? Yeah, one of those left and one of those left. So I'll do another 102 because it'll probably be about an hour's. Let's remind ourselves again. If that's 41, let's auto again a 102. He says, if I can find one. What's that there? No, can't see it. It's hiding behind there. No, that's a little baby one. That's a 103. That's a 103. That's a 103. There's never anything around when you actually need it, is there? It's Todd's law, isn't it? Can you see a 102? Yes, there's one there. Right, okay. I just want to see if this is going to hit the hour, that's all. Yeah, co-op will make a big difference, but then again, obviously you don't get all the points yourself, so, you get the bonuses each and then a bit of it, so. Okay, Fred, see you in 2 hours, mate, and enjoy your raid, buddy. So, yeah, let's just see how this thing does. I'm thinking it'll probably get me to the hour of damage. That's what I'm thinking. We didn't take too much of a look at the prize list, did we? So we can have a look at that as well. I just want to confirm this is still around about 20 minutes. That's quite nice because it stuns those. Doesn't stun the other two, but 2 out of 4 isn't bad. It outranges those turrets, which is nice. So by the time you get in the corner, it should hopefully stun these as well. Let's just see. Will it turn? Yes, it has. So that's good. Hopefully it'll pick up those two as well in the stun zone. So picked up 1, not 2. If I remember rightly, this ship didn't get stunned, but it might do this time. Yes, it did. Well, that's helpful. And then everything else is, yeah, see, they're on auto look. It took this one before it took this one, so that's a little bit more of automatic damage, but only a couple of missiles. So I'm thinking now it should be around about an hour on damage, so that then equates to, yeah, about 18, 19 minutes if that's right. Yeah, so about the hour, so it is about right. Okay, so let's recall that fleet. Let's have a look at the new build, shall we? 20 or 18 on, yeah, it seems to be around about 20 minutes down to sort of 17 minutes, doesn't it? Then it's never the same every time, because it's the luck of the draw. Did the evade work on some of that pen damage? It's just one of those things. The Marauders are always going to do the same sort of damage anyway. So with a target like that, the route's always going to be the same. It's always going to be identical. Right, let's pause on that and let's look at the ship. Oh, that's just something else. So we'll just go to that and we'll clear it, and we'll load up a Hull Falcon. Here we go. So this is what I'm thinking at the moment. I need to get some glasses on now because I'm old and I can't see very well. So now I can read it. Right. As we've said, Hefe and I have both said previously, and they haven't changed it, this isn't the new armor. It's the older armor, okay? This is the tier 11 armor. Why? Because look at the concussive damage, okay? It's 3% and the other one's 2%. Now, if you're not going to be able to get to X1, you may not want to go this route, but the extra firepower that this thing kicks out, and it doesn't matter which armor it is, because the percentage bonus is, there you go, concussive damage, 3% bonus. If you look at the damage, then it's 1,788. Okay, sorry, 1,788,715. Sorry. Doesn't matter about the rest of the figures because that's all done by the specials and stuff. Now, if you go back and then simply just by changing the armor to the latest armors, all right, I mean, we'll just put all the same ones on for the moment. The point is, it does make a difference, and it doesn't look like a huge amount, but when you do the damage. And you do the damage, and you times it by the concussive. You add the concussive damage. That does make a big difference. Okay, and the fact that yes, you do get a little bit more explosive survival, but by the time you're going up through the upgrades, it doesn't make a huge amount of difference. The weight is the same. The armor points are a little bit different. So 30 for that one. Let's take that off again, and the one before it is 25. It's not a great deal. It's up to you, and I haven't finally decided myself yet. I'm surprised because we did hear that Kickstarter said then that was a mistake. We should have made it 3% as well, but they haven't, and they haven't adjusted it. So I'm not quite sure why, to be honest. So for me, yeah, 2 of those and 2 of those seems to be the sort of way ahead until we see the VXP target, and I have no idea. Generally, I end up going normally 3 concussive and just 1 explosive. If it's an explosive, area effect damage weapon that they're firing that we can avoid. I don't know until we see the VX2 target. Not a clue. So this generically is the all-up, go-for-it build if you're going full power, which we haven't decided yet either. This is the only conundrum, this one down here. As far as I'm concerned, I think everything else is pretty standard. The new engine, the Swift Strike, okay, and the new, okay, and there's been very few actually critical chance, decent critical chance specials for in the latest few tiers. So it's nice to have a critical chance for torpedoes and critical damage 200% and 40% chance is pretty high. I think, to be honest, I think it's quite decent. This is a slightly older special, but it's still a skirmish special. And that gives you an evade bonus and the concussive reload, as well as some combat speed, which is nice. And we'll talk about combat speed in a moment. And then, obviously, yeah, again, another nice one here. This obviously came out, the Ironfeather Battery. Okay, this is one of the limited ones that we can get from this event. Okay, which is obviously whacking up your concussive damage there by 55%, which is great. A slightly older one again, then this is back down to 10.5, okay, and I'm put this on simply because 120% concussive damage and 80% concussive reload, okay, and that's a lot. Okay, so that's Shadow Strike system, and then the basic good old, once it's at rank 15 anyway, the concussive upgrade. So we have no idea what the CIC is going to look like and what it's going to do. Obviously, we've got to wait until we get to the U1 and that sort of stuff, and that'll take a little while. So we really don't know. We certainly won't know at VXP weekend either. So you can base it off some of the previous ones probably, but we don't know for definite. If you want to, and we don't know yet because we haven't seen yet, saying the VXP target, but you definitely want to put Cormorant on, some description. And on one of the ships or a couple of the ships or something, you might want to put some anti-mort stuff on as well. And then you want to drop this one off. Okay, yeah, Bushido Battery works, Si. Yeah, you can do that as well. There are plenty of options. Like I said, this is just a scratch. Until I've seen VXP. I'm not really sure what I want to do, to be honest. But then you just need, some form of countermeasure. And there are lots of things to consider, quite like this one. This countermeasure one here. There's another one over here as well. Not so much. Yeah, you can go that way. You can go this way. It depends on what you've got. There's a few different ones there. So that's anti-mortar. And it just depends. You generally can't countermeasure many. You can't assist countermeasure many of the torpedoes normally. Normally you can outrun them, or you just get the cormorants doing their thing anyway. Cormorants are really, really handy. You can stack up quite a lot of cormorants. So it depends on what we're going to do. Whether we're going to put a cormorant on each of the ships, I don't really know. You could do. It's really down to you, to be honest. I don't think this is the way to go, to be honest, with this one. I'm not so sure. This could be okay, but it's mostly linked directly to obviously mortars, and I don't know what's coming yet. So I'm not deciding, but I'm just saying there are several options here for countermeasures, including up here as well. So there are things you can look at. This one's quite nice. It gives you concussive reload as well, and obviously anti-mortar range. So it just depends. Quite like this one, but I'm still going to wait out. So for me, building ships, if you are wanting to plug ahead and start building, I would probably just go about as far as that. Well, actually take the armors off as well for now, and get to something along those sort of lines for VXP weekend. If that's the sort of thing you're looking at, there are options. So yeah, don't forget there's plenty of goodies in the raid. There are extra, bits and bobs and that sort of stuff. So you can, hydro atomizers if you haven't got more ready, although you might be able to find them on a previous ship and recycle. But as I said, they're in the raid anyway, and it doesn't surprise me at all because it is a countermeasure. So build time there 9 days, but obviously you would build it as a blank hull and add these on afterwards. So you'll probably knock a couple of days off of that anyway. If we clear everything, build time there, so 3 days and 9 hours, which is not a horrendous. You should have hopefully been saving last week's FM tokens and the previous set stacked up with a bit of luck. So you should have some stacked up in here somewhere. I think I've got a few stacked up. Yeah, there's a few chests up there as well, and I think I'm pretty decent on tokens as well. Yeah. So should be able to get them out for the VXP weekend, and we'll have a look at the VXP weekend, which will give us the VXP target, which will give us a bit of an indication, obviously, to as to how to finish off the build and see if it's going to be explosive heavy or whether it's going to be cormorant heavy, and that will decide on what armors I think we'll go for as well. Right, that's about it. I don't think there was anything else, unless anybody's got anything they want to quickly in sidebar chat to discuss. We went through previous build. I did even fix the ship look and get rid of that. We'll start repairing. Have a good event. I don't think the unless you're really, really bored and you've got all the points you want to, I don't really think there's much point going for the combo target. I think it takes far too long. It also takes too much damage. And for the bonus you're getting, yes, you're getting 1.25 and that sort of stuff. You can definitely do another couple of these easily. Even if you drove one and autoed the other one, you're still going to get less damage. Well, not less damage, but you're definitely going to do it quicker. So, I think I'll probably do the normal thing now this evening for the rest of the evening is probably just auto a load of 103s and stack up 10 or 15 of them or 20 of them, that sort of stuff. 102s, and then in my quieter times, probably the weekend is drive some 103s and then get it down to as low as possible. So I think that's probably what I go to. 2 more Komodos in the raid, really? How many can you actually hold? What does it say? Unlimited. That's interesting. In fact, we didn't go through the raid pride list. We could do that quickly. Falcons there, obviously. There's some more plates as ever. I'm not going to hide the things that I've already got because some people may not have it. There's some more torpedoes, obviously. There's the battery as well. So that's all the goody sort of stuff then. Oh, there's some gambit upgrade stuff as well. So if you're not completely over your gambits, there's some goodies there. Falcon upgrade kits, just get enough. We all know that there's a TLC will be coming as well. So just get enough to get yourself up to, U2, U3. Don't go crazy. And here we go, Warlords. Obviously the Warlords in there. Oh, yeah, I don't think you're ever going to need 4, but they're available. Now, Komodo, it says 2. Okay, and it looks like I can get another one, actually, because it's not saying I can't get it, because it would have said unavailable. So it looks like we can get 4. Okay. We'll just double check that, because in limited blueprints, it will tell you anyway, when we go into the hulls, it'll tell you against the Komodo, and it'll say, yeah, there we go, look. So we're okay. I've done 2 builds and I haven't got any more yet. So yeah, caps up if you really want to. So if you want to go for those holes, feel free to do so. If you know, they do take a little bit long to build, but hey, what else are you going to be doing with your Conqueror yard at the moment? I don't think it's a great deal. I'm just refitting a ship just for the sake of doing it at the moment. So Warlord's done. I don't think there's many interesting Warlords out there. I've only seen really the submarine version and the mortar version. Nobody else seems to be using too much. I don't think the Reaver version is working too well. That's helpful. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Yeah, so I haven't seen too many of the Winterfang versions, and I certainly haven't seen it. I don't know, has anybody seen, actually while you're on, has anybody seen a long shot version yet? Or one that supports the long shots? Because I haven't seen one. I don't think anybody has gone in that area yet that's noticeable that I've seen on the bounty and that sort of stuff. So the sucker one for the long shots. Yeah, see, there you go. Yeah, that's my thought as well. So I'm long shots are problematic, and most people use the long shots for the long range capability, which they have upgraded a bit. I know that, but I still think with all the mountains, that sort of stuff, you just open yourself up to a lot of pain. Just because the long shot works on its long range, you know, over above 120, and 120 is the, you know, the maximum of the inner range of the, you know, the Komodo. So yeah, you've seen one that didn't go well. Yeah, I don't think it's like people built the Marauders, didn't they, and that sort of stuff. No, the Mutiny, what they called, I can't remember. Anyway, the previous one, Mutineer, wasn't it? Whatever it's called, I can't remember anyway. And a lot of people built 4 and ended up sacking them and just going down for 2, because there's always a couple that are better than the others. So, right, that's it. We're done. Have a good raid, everybody. Okay, and I'll be on Hefe Show later on to have a chat with him as well. And so if anyone wants to watch that, feel free. We'll go through other points as well, like TLCs and that sort of stuff, and I'm sure he'll talk about capability of the armors as well, because I know Mutator, thank you, Si. Okay, he will talk about the capabilities of the armors, and I don't understand why Kixeye aren't updating the new ones to mirror at least the standards of boost that you're getting from the old ones. It makes no sense to me. I'm not worried about spelling, doesn't really matter, mate. Yeah. Oh, and Nobby's had a Fang version hit him as well. Okay, so yeah, it's mostly seems like the Morts and the sub version. So with the pen missiles. Like I said, enjoy your weekend. Have a good raid. Don't go too far with your builds. Okay, I'm sure Jerry's probably gonna have a build out there, but nobody really knows what's coming yet. So let's just wait till VXP. Let's see what the target looks like, and then we'll finish him off. I think 3/4 of the build anyway is going to be vanilla, as in it's all the same, and it's just the last couple of specials, okay, which is fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. At least it gives a bit of variety. So, yeah, chill, enjoy your weekend, and I'll speak to you later. All the very best. TSM out.